Okay, in today's video, the #1 overall team in Collegiate Rocket League has just lost in week 2 of the season. St. Clair, the main A team that we have been talking about on this channel, went down to Cumberland in Game 5 last night. So, no spoiler warnings for this one. It's big news, and that's why we're watching it. As Cumberland and St. Clair both played in Nace, which this is Game 3. We'll be watching Games 3 through 5 here, and freezing there. But, yeah, Cumberland ended up winning this. So, it was streamed last night on the St. Clair esports channel, which I chose to do the replay watching within the game client as opposed to watching that VOD, because I like a little bit more control. Although, okay, it's an easy first one for Cumberland. But, I had a guy in the last St. Clair video comment, great video, interesting to watch, but it would be great if we had name tags. And I don't know if he was being sarcastic or what, but it's just that first game didn't have the name tags. But I wanted to make sure that all the name tags were properly up for this one. So that guy has a better time. But I did watch the St. Clair stream last night, and it looked a lot better. So I think that was just kind of a week 1 sort of getting your stuff together sort of thing, which I can understand. I think we're all getting our stuff together week 1. So what I did notice while watching this live was that when St. Clair would exploit the Cumberland defense, it was largely Nightya that was getting caught out. But when he was on, he was on. That was a nice passing play there to get things set up. And now tracking back in defense, he's got a chance for control, but St. Clair will take him out. Now, right now, Cumberland is controlling the pace quite nicely. I didn't get to watch every single second of this series, especially the latter part, because I was, well, first watching a lot of Nace streams last night. It's a crazy touch. Bruton Parker was playing Lubbock Christian, which was a pretty good series as well. Went all the way to Game 5. And, I mean, overall, like, power ranking for the Collegiate Exclusive Podcast today is going to be difficult. So, TJ and I are putting our top 32 together for our podcast recording today. So, if you like podcasts, watch the Collegiate Exclusive Podcast. That's me and DJ TJ talking all things Collegiate Rocket League. Most comprehensive Collegiate Rocket League podcast out there. That's all the advertising I'll do. But double commit right there. The guy on no boost ends up taking the ball. Cumberland's in a pickle right here. They're gonna give that back though. But this is still good control. They've got the boost, and they still got a chance to keep possession. Good 50 though. I'm not tagged into the game. As you can see, Arju has actually used his own name. Well, I can't remember what he was in the last one. It was like Bingo or something. Bongo. But power ranking top 32 right now is so difficult. It's really just Nace playing right now, although the PCL has started as well, in case we needed more acronyms. Play Versus League has begun as well. So if you are a casual fan looking to get into Collegiate Rocket League, good luck. But on Collegiate Exclusive, we do a pretty good job, I think, of breaking down everywhere you can watch CRL right now. But another reason I need to watch Game 5 is because I've got some old friends in town. Some old college friends that known for a long time and moved all the way out to Oklahoma, which is not where I live. Very far away from me, in fact. So doing a bit of work while also hanging out this week, which is the benefit of being the collegiate esports kind of employed guy that I am. Oh, St. Clair did such a good job picking apart Cumberland there. Like, so many tight quarters passing plays to wear that Cumberland defense thin. And that's what they're so good at. Like, they're so good at recognizing what play is necessary to break a defense down. Gotta be one of the most dynamic offenses in all of CRL. Not number one any longer, though. And honestly, I don't know who number one is going to be. Like, I had Maryville as my second best team. I had, let's see, it was St. Clair, then Maryville, then Concord. And I don't know, Maryville or Concord. I mean, you're gonna have to bump Maryville up because they haven't lost. I don't think they've played either. Same for Concord. And we'll have a much better idea of, I think, where teams are at after the next week or so. Just this weird middle ground where some of the conferences have started, but not all of the conferences have started. Provides some odd rankings quirks. Oh, Nex out 50s him to win the game. And that was an overtime as well, that if St. Clair wins it, the series is over. Just that's 3-1. But Cumberland, that was game 3. I don't know why I had, oh man, I don't know why I had St. Clair up 2-1. I'm an idiot. My bad. For those of you that might be new to my work, just know the production quality of the stuff that I put out, never meant to be good. In fact, it usually isn't. That's something I'm pretty known for on my broadcasts. Which, in addition to recording a podcast episode tonight, I'm also running show matches, which I have talked about. My Wednesday night light show matches. A couple of top 40 matchups, and Boise State, Michigan State in that primetime spot. That was a nutty goal. Wow. Like I said, dynamic offense. And even though St. Clair has lost here, I don't really foresee them dropping all the way out. I'd probably still have them, like, top 5 for sure, but in the top 5? Maybe 4th? Because they did 3-1 Winthrop, which, a video, it's still weird to me seeing good viewership numbers on these videos. I had someone describe my videos as being good eating content. So shout out Fish for that. Thanks for watching, first of all. But that's exactly what I'm going for. Good eating content. 3-0. St. Clair's not messing around. They go up against match point, and they do not mess around. 3 goals in the first minute 15. And Cumberland's barely had any possession either. So let's see how they work their way back into it. Because that's how you can tell a lot about a team. What do they do to try to get back into a series? Some teams will kind of bide their time, wait for a good counterattack. Other teams will change their play style up a little bit, maybe get more aggressive. It's the more obvious, I think, logical decision when you're just thinking about it at face value, but right now Cumberland still going through their proper motions. I don't think they've changed anything too drastic. Next does get up a bit faster for that, not letting St. Clair do as much with the space that they were given as they were previously. Okay, and it leads to a force. A forced mistake in defense is the perfect ticket to opening a game back up. And this Cumberland lineup is very composed. I had heard rumors that they weren't coming back as a trio. They were looking for options. Or looking at what their options may be. But I'm glad they've stuck it out. We need roster consistency in CRL, and I'm worried that with all the limits on regulations and eligibility rulings, I'm just gonna have players college hopping, which we've seen a little bit. But I'm glad to see so many rosters in the top 8 stick. I think honestly, of my top 8, just Winthrop has a new roster. Unless you count Maryville and Knight leaving, but for the most part, they're all sticking, which is very cool to me. 3-1. I think we all know this goes to game 5. So, about a minute left. If it doesn't get super close, which, oof, 4-1. Okay. St. Clair does end up winning this, and we can skip through the... I gotta get back into Rocket League. So, we get one more Cumberland goal. A good pressure. Let's watch this little bit of pressure here. Polar's up front, wreaking havoc. He's so good at that. Spanner in the works type of player. Bump there from Knight, yeah. Maybe that's the change that Cumberland employed to try and get back into it. Play a bit more aggressive up front, which against a team like St. Clair you have to be so careful with because of the kind of damage they can do in counterattack mode. You don't want to limit your resources to the point where you're giving them easy counters. I don't want to give up, but there are 6 seconds left. So it goes to game 5. I think we all knew it was going to game 5 because I said it did. But alright. Cumberland and St. Clair in game 5 in a big week 2 NACE match, and St. Clair score first. Arju, the kind soul that he is, will let that be an assist. I want to see if that actually was a miss. Get to watch the kickoff again. Wait, no. Yeah. That's a straight up open net miss. And now we're flying. Cool. Watch some necks. That's not necks. Polar. Change cars? Am I going crazy? I'm not good at tracking car fashion. Yeah, alright, let's see how Polar plays game 5. I think he, of the entire Cumberland roster, has the most high level experience. Great character too. Polar, and I think this about pretty much every single European import player that I've met in the CRL space. But he is such a cool guy. Like, the European players that came over, I didn't know what to expect. They'd be kind of standoffish or kind of keep to themselves. But they are all such cool guys. I think they fit in really well to the community. Had some really good conversations. Shuffleverse especially. Super fun guy to talk to. Gave me advice on if I were to ever go to Italy, which cities in Italy have the best version of kind of general Italian food. Like which city has like the best pizza, which city has the best carbonara. And I've completely forgotten which city was which, but if I ever go to Italy, I'm gonna have to hit him up to refresh my memory. It's a cheeky devil. But yeah, Europeans, super dope. We're growing ourselves a nice little CRO community here. Oh, here we go. Polar upfield. Just being a nuisance, but doesn't get anything there. Archer takes that space to clear. St. Clair, big possession now, because they've got boost. They're decently well set up. Jazzy having to go all the way back for boost, though, might have taken away that shooting opportunity. And now a double commit in the midfield leads to a goal. Oh, wow. That's a big turn in Game 5 for Cumberland to tie it up like that. All right. Let me go back to Director Cam. So 1-1 in Game 5 now. This is the NACE Super Conference as well, so a series like this really, really does matter. We want to talk about Week 2 matches maybe not mattering as much, but this win is extremely important. Good demo. Pre-jumping Jazzy. Oh! Cool shot into your own clear. And for the early series, the moments of St. Clair catching Naia out, he's looked super solid in the back half. That might have just been like a one-time thing. I think I gotta give him his credit. It's 50-50, building up a little bit of pressure here. St. Clair, always good for a passing play. The final 75 seconds. It is so hard not to just instinctively start casting. Like doing these commentary videos, I know I'm not really casting, I'm just talking, which is pretty different. But man, I'm not used to just little lulls of silence. That's such a habit that I've developed to caster. Oh, I'm gonna wake up. It's up early this morning, so we go straight to the replays. Woke up before my alarm. Oh, Naia. Oh, downfield with a potential series-winning goal. How did we get here? Polar 50s it out. Arju tries to collect it. Doubling off the sidewall. Then Polar reads it. 50s down to a Naia, who was pressuring Jazzy on the back line. And that is a big-time go-ahead goal. 40 seconds left now. Cumberland leads. Let's see how they close. Okay, RG gets some room. This is where St. Clair can show off some of their clutch potential. What can you do down a goal with 30 seconds left? Step in the right direction, setting up possession like this. Cumberland are so well set up. Look at that defensive triangle. Still almost concede just because of that brute force challenge there by Arju. Good 50-50, and the ball is killed. Cumberland win in Game 5. Number 1 goes down, and Coach Claypool, the Cumberland director, replied to my tweet about it, and he was like, don't count us out. And I think that's the narrative surrounding Cumberland this season. They're, I think, still a top 8 team in CRL, but we could see them dip below the top 8 mark. We could see them jump up with a win like this season. It's going to be up and down all throughout the top 12, but you can't count. Oh, man. You can't count Cumberland out. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and go support your local collegiate esports team. Make sure they feel loved for the wins they've been getting this week. Play Versus and NACE have started. NECC starts tonight. Just follow Collegiate Esports. It's all happening now. The fall has begun. But most importantly, I don't know, be good people. Something positive like that. Peace out.